What's going on, guys? I want to talk about a service call that we had today that didn't go well, and how the customer really tried to pull the wool over our eyes and how we got away from it and what we did. So it's a video for residential contractors, anybody that deals with residential. And let me explain. So anyway, we get a call, emergency service call or a service call. My son took it, maybe 10 minutes from the house. So he went out after hours, 7 p.m. tonight, and he goes out and he starts looking. And the call was, hey, his refrigerator isn't working. His outlets on his countertop aren't working. So he calls me because, Dad, there's no GFIs here. The wiring is really old. I see these wires hanging and there's a sub panel. Something's not right here. Can you swing by? Sure. So I swing by. As soon as I get there, I see this older gentleman just shadowing my son, literally breathing down his neck. And normally that's a clue right there. When you have an older person just breathing down your neck, is a lot of the times they did their own work. They're handy guys, but they get older and they can't do it, right? Or their wives finally give them enough grief to hire someone to fix it. So that was a little bit of a flag, but we keep going. So I said to Chris, first off, Chris, let's check the panel. Did you check the panel? Did you take the cover off? Let's measure the output of every circuit breaker and make sure that they're working, right? He said, yeah, Dad, I did it. So, well, let's do it again. So we did it again, and everything was working. The guy's right there next to us. So now we go into the kitchen, and I'm like, sir, when did this happen? He could not give me an answer. He was just being so distant and lethargic, but yet he was right there, like breathing down our neck. And his refrigerator was off. So I was like, hey, let's pull the refrigerator out, at least put an extension cord on this so you don't ruin your food. No. That was the next clue. Then I start looking around and I start poking around the kitchen, and I saw a sub panel under the cabinet where they had taken the oven circuit and converted that into a panel and then used that to kind of spider around and put receptacles in. And there's cut off Romex. You could just tell it was just done terribly. So I asked him, sir, when was this done? Like he just did not want to give all the information. Then he says, oh, my hot water heater isn't working either. I have an electric hot water heater. Boom, another clue. So breathing down my son's neck, not telling us when the problem happening, not really caring if his refrigerator is working, and then telling me about another problem set off like, this is not a service call. This is an issue you're having, an underlying issue that you're having that you've either called in other electricians or friends and you can't fix it. But you just need to tell us that. You need to be forthright about that. So this is how I got away with it, because we couldn't, his work was in such bad shape, you couldn't even take a receptacle out. If you took the cover off, try to take the receptacle out, it was that old cloth wired, jammed with wire nuts, and the shallow boxes. None of the boxes were cut around. He had Formica. You guys remember Formica, the old school Formica? Someone had put Formica as a backsplash and didn't even cut around the full opening. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm like, sir, you need to replace this. These are individual projects in themselves. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna stop for tonight, and there's gonna be no charge. No charge for tonight, sir. But this is what you're gonna need to do. And I explained to him what he needed to do. And then his wife came out. And now I knew that I made the right decision, because his wife wasn't like, oh, what about the refrigerator? What woman doesn't want the refrigerator on, right? So I knew right away that this has been a long-going problem that they just did not want to tell us it was. They were trying to get a simple service call to fix the problem, but instead it was just frustrating my son, frustrated me. He was just really trying to take advantage of a neighborly type of thing. So I said to him, sir, there's no charge. We were there for 2 hours. My son was there an hour, and then I was there an hour. I said, you know what, sir, there's no charge. I said, however, going forward to fix this, we're going to need to get more involved. We're going to need to fix every one of these outlets, pull them out, either rewire them one at a time. And if we can find what the problem is, boom. If we don't, then we're going to even need to do more work. Like kind of prepare him about what is involved. And as soon as I started saying no charge, he started like saying, okay, that's okay. Okay, no problem. I'll put the covers on. I'll put the covers on. So he knew. He knew he had many other guys in there. He had other electricians in there. Because I said to him, sir, when was the last time you had an electrician here? And he goes, and now I'm getting annoyed a little bit. So now I start saying a day, a week, a month, a year. And he goes, maybe a month. Boom. A month ago? What was the problem a month ago? Well, he replaced the breaker outside and then it started work. Whoa. So a month ago, this guy was here to fix this problem? So right away, it's like, guys, customers, this is a lesson to be learned. We're experts. We're professionals. Just be honest with us. What do we care? We're not going to charge you any more or less about what you tell us. If this guy would have said, listen, guys, this is an ongoing problem. We appreciate you coming here at night, but this has been going on for so long. Just come back on normal business hours. And, how much are you going to charge? This is going to be an hourly job. I get it. That's how he should have done it. Not, it just went off and it didn't go off. So you have to watch these type of customers. And fortunately, we're in the position where I don't have to charge him. Look, you pull the wool over my eye. No problem. There's no charge, sir. But now I know what type of customer you are. And there's not that many of us electricians in the neighborhood. So be careful how you burn if you're going to burn a bridge. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to go back. And I don't think there's going to be anybody that can go back and just fix it without doing the major work that I'm proposing. But I just wanted to a little bit disappointed how he was trying to do that to my son, where, a younger guy in his early 20s, and he's just he's embarrassed, right? He doesn't want to not be able to find the problem. So he wants to call dad in, the old dog that can talk to another old dog. And the guy could not get over on me. And he wasn't upset. His wife wasn't upset. No one was upset that it wasn't fixed. So he knew about this issue. So guys, the lesson for this video is watch out for your customers. Customers can be very unscrupulous. They can really try to take advantage of you. So make sure you hold your ground. And, if you do work and you charge someone, you're kind of obligated to continue and get it fixed. We're electricians. We're ethical. We're licensed. And we have integrity. So there was no charge for this guy for 2 hours overtime at night for this. But it taught my son a big lesson. And hopefully this will teach you guys a lesson. It's Garrett Henderson from New Jersey, going back to Miami soon. See you on the next one.